Hello and welcome to Out of My Mind. My name is Robison Wells. I went to the psychiatrist yesterday for the first time in about 5 months. I've been unemployed and have not had health insurance, so I haven't been going to the doctor. Before going to see the psychiatrist, I made a long list of my symptoms, going through them with my wife to say what are the most important things that I need to discuss with my doctor. Some of these things were really easy to address, like changing a prescription, but 2 of them were really hard. I have been uneasy talking about this, both here on YouTube but also on Facebook and Twitter, because while most of my symptoms are stupid, such as being afraid of the moon or afraid of the North Pole, these are weird. The first is that I have a new phobia. Although the phobia is only half the problem, the real problem is OCD. It started off innocuously enough. Someone posted a picture on Facebook of a dissected kidney that was full of kidney stones. It was a gross picture, but I've seen gross pictures before. It was nothing that you wouldn't see in a scary movie or in a medical textbook. So the picture shouldn't really have been a problem. But it was a problem. It festered in my mind. OCD is about intrusive thoughts, and this was a thought that I could not get out of my head. It was not that I was afraid of the picture. It was not even that I was afraid of kidneys or kidney stones, even though that's what this picture was of. But I went full-blown OCD, and I could not concentrate on anything without seeing that picture. I couldn't sleep. I would be up all night. I couldn't eat. And then I started to see the same organic pattern everywhere I looked. I saw it as bubbles in the sink. I saw it as the froth at the top of my Diet Coke. I saw it in honeycombs. I saw it in leather. And then I started to see it in the pattern of the skin on the back of my own hands. My doctor made a partial diagnosis for me. He called it Turbophobia, which is the fear of strange organic patterns. But ultimately, my problem was not holes or organic patterns. My problem was OCD. Okay, so that was gross, but that was the easy gross one. Now this is the gross, but it's the harder gross one. This is the symptom that when I told my wife about it, finally, she laughed and said, "Holy schizo, Batman!" Basically what happened is that one day my wife turned to me and she said, "How long has it been since you showered?" And I got a little embarrassed. And she said, "Has it been a couple of days?" And it had been a couple of weeks. Gross, I know, but I'm not twisting your arm to make you watch this video. Obviously, my wife said, "Well, you need to go and take a shower right away." But I resisted. She nagged me about it, and she finally asked, "Is this a mental health issue?" And yes, it was, which granted I think is better than just being a bad hygiene issue. It was a mental health issue. To be diagnosed with schizophrenia, you have to have at least 2 of 5 criteria. Those criteria being hallucinations, delusions, disordered behavior, disorganized speech, or negative symptoms. We had known about my hallucinations and delusions, and that was enough for me to be diagnosed with schizophrenia. This one falls into that third category of disordered behavior. It is all founded on a delusion, and that delusion is that, and I know this sounds weird, but it's a delusion that I have a barrier on my skin, a patina, that keeps me safe. And if I wash it off, then I am not safe. I don't have a delusion that there are germs on my skin and that if I wash away my patina, that somehow those germs will burrow their way in. I don't think that way. It's more like walking down a dark alley at night, where you just feel that something is wrong, and you don't know if it's going to be a murderer in the shadows, or a rabid dog, or a monster, but something doesn't feel right. My doctor said that this disordered behavior is extremely common in the patients that he sees who have schizophrenia. And he said that I shouldn't be embarrassed by it. It's totally normal. So why am I talking about it here if it's normal and it's weird? The reason I am is because I have found that when I talk about my symptoms, as strange as they are, when I say I'm afraid of the moon, when I say I'm afraid of magnets and the North Pole, it makes things so much easier for me to deal with them when I talk with them openly with you. I have found that the symptoms lose some of their power when I talk about them openly. That's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Also, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and give us a thumbs up if you can. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time.